All right, so UFC Calgary is all done and finished. We wrapped up that card. It was a great card. We saw a lot of good fights, especially on that main card. I watched the whole thing, but I enjoyed the main card. I thought was really, really good. However, the overnight, viewership numbers came in and they have come in incredibly low. They came in incredibly low. I think they're saying that it's the lowest of the series in history. So all time low. There are so many different reasons for low ratings, and there's so many different reasons for high ratings. But one thing that I will say in terms of the UFC advertising this fight and making sure that people knew about the fight, I don't think that they did a good job advertising the fight. I never think that they do a good job advertising unless it's Conor McGregor, unless it's Ronda Rousey. Like, they really don't invest. It seems like they're not investing in, especially in this new era of the UFC, they're not investing in ad dollars the way that they used to. They're not really advertising the way that they used to. They're really not. I should see more UFC commercials on social media. I should see more UFC commercials on television. Not that a whole lot of people are watching TV like that, but they do need to use social media a little bit better to promote some of these fights. Now, I'm not just going to put it all on the UFC. Actually, I think I am putting it all on the UFC because my next reason is related to the UFC as well. If you look at that card, right, we got to see, let me go to the fight listing here. We got to see Dustin Poirier defeat Eddie Alvarez. We also got to see Jose Aldo defeat Jeremy Stephens. That was the main and the co-main event. What do all of these fighters have in common? Tell me what all these fighters have in common. They've all been beaten and ridiculed by Conor McGregor. Dustin Poirier, first round TKO. Eddie Alvarez, first round TKO. Jose Aldo, Eddie Alvarez, I think that was a first round KO now that I think about it. Jose Aldo, 13-second first round KO. Most embarrassing loss in his whole career. Jeremy Stephens, who the fuck is that guy? That's exactly what he said about him. And everybody was like, well, I don't know who he is. I think that's Jeremy Stephens back there. I'm not sure though. Who the fook? Now, Conor McGregor has ridiculed, in my opinion, all of UFC. He said, everybody sucks except for me. Everybody sucks except for me. And guess what? People believed him. So if it's not Conor McGregor on the roster, there's a certain number of fans who just aren't paying attention. They're just not paying attention. And we've seen that. We've seen it with pay-per-view buys. We've seen that now with Fox Card. And this is a free fight. All you gotta do is just turn on your TV, turn on the app, turn on your Apple TV, your Roku, whatever you're using. Turn it on and watch it. It's free. No, and it couldn't even get past the North Carolina card. The North Carolina card the Norfolk card. They did a card in Norfolk, Virginia, and it just didn't do big numbers because I think that was the lowest card, actually. The Norfolk, Virginia card was the lowest card. Lowest viewership Fox card. So, all I can say is I think that the UFC needs to invest in promoting and building up and being positive toward their fighters, because the one fighter who's your biggest star, we haven't seen him in 2 years. You haven't seen him in 2 years in the UFC. It's time to move on. He has done more. He's done great for himself and he's done great for the UFC while he's there. But the remnants of the destruction is still lasting. You put on the main event and the co-main event two fights where basically Conor McGregor went in there and just embarrassed these guys. So all I can say is UFC needs to do a little bit better of job in terms of advertising their fighters and investing in making their fighters, appear to be the best in the world. These fighters are the best fighters in the world. We've got the top talent. We've got the world-class fighters. They need to do that. Instead of all the time Dana White insulting the fighters, Dana White will go on national television and say, that was a boring fight. I can't believe he went in there and fought like that. That was boring. Dana White will say that. Well, now we believe you. Conor McGregor goes in there. This fighter sucks. I'm the best at it. Okay, well, now we believe you. And now you know what that means. You know what that belief is. You know what it means when we say we believe you. It means we ain't tuning in. Anyways, these low viewership, this low rating here for this fight card, it's not shocking to me, but I'll tell you, a lot of people missed out on a bunch of really good fights. Really good fights and really good performances by a lot of the fighters. So anyways, what I'll say is I'll continue to support the UFC and support, not the UFC necessarily, but I'll continue to support these fighters. I really do appreciate that they come in and get the work. They do the work, and that card, everybody came in there ready to fight. Everybody came in there ready to fight, and I appreciate that. And I hope that they start to get some of the notoriety that they deserve. Anyways, guys, leave your thoughts in the comments section. Let me know what you think about all of these low numbers coming out with the UFC. I wanted to do a different video that talks specifically about low pay-per-view buys, but, all types of procrastination and then other video ideas kept popping up. So I kind of pushed it on the back burner, but it's getting ridiculous. Every card that comes out now has low viewership. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.